Here's the real problem. It's the dingleberries that walk through when you're working on 5 different courses, and they're like, I just need to wash my hands. I just need a little glass of water. Oh, can I get something from the fridge really quick? Oh, is the dishwasher full and it's all clean? Well, I'll just set my dishes in the sink then, if that's okay with you. That bucked.
That bucked. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 16 of the podcast. Taking a little holiday special direction today with one thing. We're just going to do some Thanksgiving feast foods. I think we're going to take it in the direction of blind ranking. And that's going to be led by our guy over there, Matthew Lambert.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about the NBA. Talk about what we like, what we're seeing now, hot teams, hot players, players we like, and then whatever else comes our way.
Don't forget Commander's Corner with Taylor.
Commander's Corner. We can't forget about that. I got some things to say about my boy Jaden. I haven't lost hope yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah, he kind of looks like shit sometimes, though.
Man, I think that injury's messing with his head, and people don't think it is. But we're gonna get there. So, Thanksgiving is a week away, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty darn pumped. I got a text message from the mother-in-law yesterday to figure out what we need for food. So looks like I'm cooking that whole meal again, which is totally fine. I'm in.
You're just cursed have this on repeat over there.
I was gonna say, you definitely don't sound like you're super pumped for the occasion.
I like it. I'm not gonna say I don't like it. It's one of those things where I don't even know how to explain it. The kitchen's like a peaceful place for me. Mm-hmm. Like I like doing things kind of my way, and I want them to come out at the same time, and I want them done at the same time. And then I'll get one person coming in like, let me know when I have to do this, and this, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like potatoes and just the easy stuff, like warming up.
Yeah.
And I give her the time. And when that time comes, she's like panicking, and she makes me stress out in the kitchen because she's just vroom, 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 vroom. I'm like, oh my goodness. You don't need to get them done that quick. We still got like 35 minutes.
Here's the real problem. It's the dingleberries that walk through when you're working on 5 different courses, and they're like, I just need to wash my hands. I just need a little glass of water. Oh, can I get something from the fridge really quick? Oh, is the dishwasher full and it's all clean? Well, I'll just set my dishes in the sink then, if that's okay with you. Which is definitely some people in my life. But I'm curious, what's the spread? What do you? Maybe not this year, but what have you done in past years?
I know the spread this year.
Oh, you already got the spread.
You want to know the spread?
Let's hear the spread.
Blind rank foods before you even talk about your spread.
We got to talk about the spread.
We're talking about the spread
first,
because
okay.
this is a communal thing, and
Next.
this is who knows what people do for their Thanksgiving traditions.
All right.
Next week, the spread at the Priestley's household is going to be a turkey, baked. We're gonna do that in the oven. We're smoking a prime rib. Yep.
Okay.
Cast iron mac and cheese again. I'm going to bring that back. I got a different recipe this year. It's going to be creamier than past years. The past couple years, it's been too dry, in my opinion.
You want some creamy nudes, dude?
Why not?
All right.
I think we're doing green bean casserole. No, I don't think. I know we are. Deb told me that.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
There's going to be bread. I don't know if it's going to be garlic bread or not. There's going to be mashed potatoes this year. I'm actually going to mash them, so they're creamy, but they're not like creamy with a what's that thing where it spins really fast?
Mixer?
With a mixer.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not mixing them.
Weren't they mashed last year?
I don't think so, because your mom takes care of those, and then she gets them done in like 30 seconds, and then
we're talking a chunky mash.
Not a chunky mash, but there's going to be some
mid-chunk.
If
this was a salsa, it would be medium chunk salsa.
No, think of if you're describing salsa, think of it more the salsa the salsa you get at like Los and Dos. It's runny,
completely
but you can see it has chunks in it.
Gotcha.
You can tell it was a potato at one time.
It had potato-like features at one point.
At one point.
Now it has succumbed to sour cream and butter.
It will this year. In the past years, it's just potatoes, salt, and pepper.
What the hell's wrong with you?
It's not me.
Well, there's definitely butter.
Does she
Sorry.
put butter in it?
Yeah.
I've never seen her put butter in it.
I don't know if she's ever not put butter in something.
Madam-
Okay.
Madam
Well, that's why.
Priestley.
That's why.
Butter
That's
and
why I
salt,
keep.
everything.
That's why I keep throwing stuff in.
I don't know your mom that well, but I will have a discussion with her about that.
I'm pretty confident she uses butter, but I mean, I could be. I'm not the one distracting Taylor in the kitchen, so I don't know all
Let
of it.
me put you onto something. Dump the top tater in there.
What? Really?
Dump the top tater. That's your sour cream.
That's French onion.
So what, baby? It's
It
good.
does sound kind of good.
That. Yeah.
I'm putting you on to something.
What about a
Be
dollop?
unique.
I'm gonna put a dollop in there.
You're a coward.
The whole thing.
Yes.
Just go big or go home.
Don't be a coward.
We're gonna be eating top to tater. It's not gonna be potatoes. It's gonna be top to tater.
Okay, what is wrong with that?
Nothing.
Anyway, sorry, I'm interrupting.
Yeah.
I'm interrupting your spread.
That's gonna be our spread, and then
Okay.
I'll have some whiskeys there, maybe some drinks.
Okay.
I don't know what we're doing for
Stuffing.
dessert. Oh, stuffing.
got
Duh,
stuffing,
yeah.
yeah.
2 different types of stuffing. I think we'll go box because we always do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just something that Deb does. And then I'm gonna do stuffing inside of the turkey this year.
Oh, I see.
Ooh.
Yep.
Good to get freaky with it.
And then
Yeah.
I'm real freaky. I'm gonna get all up in there,
Elbow deep in that turkey.
elbow deep. We're gonna make sure the onions are in there, the stuffing, the bread, all that good stuff. And then the gravy is gonna be coming from the prime rib dripping. So
Ooh.
prime rib gravy,
So I was gonna say a beef gravy
beef gravy.
as opposed to the turkey gravy,
Yeah.
which is never good enough.
No,
Never.
never. The
Never.
beef. You get the fat. You get the salt. You get the. You get everything.
So
Probably
since
doesn't count as the spread, but we'll also have pinwheels, I believe.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those
well,
are-
that's
those
the
are tasty.
snack
Those are
spread,
tasty.
though.
Yeah, the
That. So I
appetizer.
just
Yeah,
told you the dinner
we're
spread.
we're talking the feast. We're not talking
Oh.
about the spread
Well,
that
you
you
could
have
eat
out on
it
the counter.
At both times.
You can eat it at both times.
It's
You
right in
can.
the middle ground for those
The
ones.
amount
Okay.
of food we have at that house for 6 people is unreal. You would think we're cooking for 12
That
at
is what
least, yeah.
Thanksgiving
Or
is
15.
all about.
because we get done and we're just like, no, we can't move. And then instantly when we're done, your
2
mom
weeks
is,
more to eat.
but your mom is into like, all right, pie's ready.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we're
always
gonna have
forget
pie.
that
We're gonna have
dessert's
apple
a
and
thing,
pumpkin
yeah.
pie, too.
Mhm.
But she's like, pie's ready. Anyone want it? I'm like, I can't move.
Guaranteed to be a bunch of ice cream too, or
So
Amen.
that's the spread.
But since Thanksgiving is the greatest meal day of the year, it is the most important one.
Yeah, I would agree.
Christmas has really tried to steal
up
Thanksgiving's
there.
flow, and it just doesn't work.
It's up there.
it's up there.
It's up there. What are the contenders for you? Arbor Day? No? What do you got?
I didn't say I had more.
What-
I'm just saying that it's
I will give you
Close.
I will give you 4th of July.
What, Easter?
4th of July. No, Easter is a mockery of the food traditions.
I'm just
Living here in Minnesota, it is a mockery. I am so sick of ham and scalloped potatoes. Serve me something else on Easter. So
we
sick. of
do always do something else as well.
Well,
We
maybe
do.
you
That's
grew
why
up in
we
a
got
you
what-
grew up in a better household than me. Got it.
Well, I didn't say that
Bird
every
over
year
here.
we did better. I'm
No,
just
there's
saying
always
recently.
tradition with your mom
Yeah,
that
well,
I've
well,
learned
there
over
still
the
will be
years.
the ham.
Yep.
But like there'll be another thing as well.
I always come in and throw something beef in there. I have to. I like turkey, I like ham, but I need beef. I need something.
It's the same thing with the
Ribeyes,
turkey. Like
New York strip,
everyone's all right with turkey, but then we get
We-
something else as well.
spruce it up a little bit.
Like wasn't it last year? Was that the ribeyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Wonderful. See?
Yeah.
Never an option for me. Never an option for
You
me.
can come over.
Just basement church food. That was pretty much what I had for Easter. Anyways,
Reminds me of funerals too.
I love Thanksgiving. It's my second favorite holiday of the year. Yes, you've asked. Halloween is my favorite. I'm not going to explain it. If you know, you know. But it's not really an eating day except for candy, right? Like no one is gathering around to enjoy a nice gourd together. Like that is a candy day. That is a day of debauchery
Spaghetti
and horror
squash.
and souls and witches. Thanksgiving is about land that we stole and eating together for just a moment.
And football.
And football
And football.
and arguing with your family members because God knows that's going to happen this year, folks. Now, diverting away from politics, I'm going to do a blind ranking for these two, and they have to come to an agreement of where these are going to be. I've got 10. I've got
Oh,
more
let's
than 10
agree.
options.
We're agreeing.
You guys got to agree on this.
All right. I
So
think we
there can be some
almost
talk
agree-ish.
right here.
We can do this.
So even if you want to do a 1, 2, 3, and then shout it out and come to an agreement, that's fine.
1 and 10.
We got 10 options. I got more than 10 things here.
Yep.
Now, I pulled a bunch of different things that been a part of my Thanksgiving, has been a part of clearly your guys' Thanksgiving, just in general. Things are done in everybody else's household a little bit different.
Yep.
There's some turkey tetrazzini families that I think need to go to hell, but that's fine. That's fine. Now, are you two ready?
Yeah,
Probably.
Let's go.
So let's start off with a good one. Mashed potato.
That's kind of lower on mine, but where are you putting it?
I'm going to go, I think that's right in the middle for me. I'm going to go 5.
Then let's move it to a 6.
You want to go 6?
Let's go 6.
Okay, we can go 6.
Mashed potatoes.
And then he's going to give us all the crappy
Hey,
options.
it might go up.
It might go up.
It might go up this year, though, with top to tater.
Oh, yeah.
Continue.
5. No, just kidding. You can leave it at 6.
Pumpkin pie.
I'm going to go 7.
I love pie, but pumpkins, yeah, I'll stick
I
with
can
7
even
there.
we can even go lower on that.
Yeah, we could go lower.
9?
9, yeah.
Yeah, 9.
Now, if it was apple or anything but pumpkin.
You're so goddamn wrong. It's sickening. I should
Pumpkin
have been
pie?
the one that blind ranked. Pumpkin pie should be number 1.
No.
Oh my.
Get in the comments
No
with me,
way.
my fellow
Get
gourd
it-
lovers.
Get in the comments. I need to learn how to snip some of these clips, and we can really get people going.
I'm going to snip you. I
Oh.
can't believe this.
It's just all clips of Matt being mad at us throughout these
Exactly.
All right,
sessions.
next one, gravy.
What kind?
Yeah.
This is
like,
gravy, baby.
but
Turkey
gravy
gravy?
can be like
Beef
all
gravy?
over
What's
the
the
scale.
gravy?
What's the gravy?
That's
What's
got to
the
be fairly
gravy?
high, right?
I would say a 4.
A good one, yeah.
A good gravy is
Good
a 4.
gravy, 4 at least.
Because it could make or break the meal, honestly.
I honestly could even put it. Yeah, 4 is good.
4?
4 is good.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with 4.
I would go my favorite number if you want. Number 3 isn't bad. Gravy's important.
Let's.
You pick,
But there's
Trev.
some major ones that he could be throwing.
These
in
are
here
locked
that,
in,
like,
by
yeah.
the way.
You're right. You're right.
When you lock them in,
Yeah, I
you cannot
know.
move them.
Okay, we locked
Yeah,
it in
so
at a 4.
It could be lowballing it depending on what you say, but we'll leave it at 4.
This is dangerous.
Prime rib.
See, that's got to go up there, right?
That's number 1 in my books. It's beef. It's if it's done right and it's pink and rare and but what do you want?
I was going to say 1 or 2 based on what would probably.
I don't know what's going to
Max.
come out. Let's go 2. Let's
Yeah,
make this
let's go 2.
interesting. Let's go 2.
I can't wait till I stick you guys with cranberry sauce and you got to put number 1.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
You know what? Let's do cranberry sauce.
Well, you can't stick us with it.
I don't like
I
it.
know.
I don't like it. I'm
I
going
like
10.
cranberry sauce, but I don't care about it enough to. It's not going to make or break anything. I'm fine with putting it at 10.
It has to be 10.
Very anti cranberry sauce here.
I am. Can we get a quick rundown of where we're at?
So we got prime rib 2, gravy 4, mashed potatoes 6, pumpkin pie 9, and cranberry sauce 10.
So we got a 1, a 3. Wait.
5, 7, 8.
1, 3, 5, 7,
Yep.
8.
So let's go with ham. The much maligned ham.
7 or 8.
8.
8.
8.
8.
I don't know if I've had a good ham before.
I like it when it has that. What is it? The honey glaze.
yeah,
I like that.
Yep.
But just a normal ham. Whatever.
Stuffing.
Stuffing's up there for me. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
It
where
is
you
high
put
for
it.
you. I like stuffing. Stuffing's growing on me. We never had it much as a kid, but ever
Good
being
stuffing
introduced
hits
to
a
this
3 for
family,
me, at least.
stuffing's always there.
Considering that's the only spot we have really available for it.
I'll go stuffing 3. Is
Yeah.
that what you said?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it has to go there because it's the only spot we left
Yep.
available for it.
Well,
You
we
know
have
what-
one.
what's
We have
great
one
about-
up there.
You want to know what's great about
Oh, yeah,
stuffing?
That's a stretch though. It depends on the.
Box stuffing and homemade stuffing, both elite.
Yes,
They
I
are.
agree.
Both tremendous.
They
and
are.
that's why we make both.
So even if you do get stuck with box stuffing,
Oh yeah.
it's wonderful. It's
There-
Oh,
great.
is that a separate one?
Box stuffing? No.
Oh,
I'm just saying stuffing in general.
That's what you meant. Okay,
No,
I
no,
thought you
no,
were saying
no.
on this list. I'm
No,
like,
no,
we're
no, no.
separating
There
them.
could be a good chance that box stuffing is the only thing that hits the table this year.
How about sweet
5
potato
boxes of box stuffing.
sweet potato hot dish, casserole, whatever you want to call it, hot dish here? Are you
Is that
familiar?
what the marshmallows
I don't
on?
know if
Yeah.
I've
ever-
Is that what the marshmallows on top?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had it.
And you put a little cinnamon in there too,
Yes.
or nutmeg, or whatever makes it that flavor.
Probably wouldn't really be my thing, but it does sound interesting.
It's definitely in the lower half for me. I think. Do we have a
left 7?
You got a 7 left.
Yeah, I think it has to go 7.
This is not my deal either.
But in all fairness, I don't think I've ever tried it.
Turkey 1 and 5.
We should have known this was coming.
Yeah, that was
we
the
really
obvious
should have
one that we
known.
missed out on.
This has to-
clearly a 5.
We have to take a Yeah, this has to be a 5. Now, It's going to stay at 5, but have you guys ever
If
had...
you put really good gravy on the turkey,
Exactly. Gravy almost could be number 1 because of
Yeah.
it making
we
a
probably
meal.
should have gave it the 3 and we screwed up, but it's okay.
Where did we put gravy at?
Matt's gonna give us a good
4.
one. Here it
Oh.
comes.
Or hang on, wait, before you move on, you just said turkey.
This
Have
is
you guys
1
ever
for us?
had a fried turkey for Thanksgiving?
Nope.
No.
So it's gonna go to number
I
1
really
this
want
year.
to try that. No, I don't have the stuff.
Oh,
We're
wait,
not
what are we
frying
doing
it.
this year?
We're doing a baked turkey
Oh,
just in the
okay.
oven.
Do you want to light your entire block on fire?
We do it outside, and I would do it
Yeah.
slowly.
Okay.
I would do it the right way instead of the TikTok way.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, last one, pecan pie. I'm just kidding. Mac and cheese.
I would have messed you
Oh,
Mac and cheese.
for one.
Mac and cheese has to go
Is
one.
that-
Well,
that
wait,
a-
that's our only spot left, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that
I mean,
number
I w-
1? No, I think
no,
that's
it's not
top 5
number
though
1.
for me at least.
So
Top 6 at least for me. Yeah.
let me
sure.
let me run through this blind ranking. Mac and cheese 1, prime rib 2, stuffing 3, gravy 4, turkey 5, mashed potato 6, sweet potato hot dish casserole 7, ham 8, pumpkin pie 9, 10, cranberries.
So
That's a
prime rib and stuffing would have moved up the list for sure for me.
here's the thing.
That'd have
That's
been
a
one, two.
legit ranking though. Like that's
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
for blind. That's pretty good.
Would you move up prime rib, stuffing, and gravy and put mac and cheese at 4?
Yes.
Mac and cheese, I would.
I
Mac
would.
and cheese for sure, but like the only thing I have against the mac and cheese really is that it feels less Thanksgiving like than the rest of the food.
True.
It has come on a lot more,
It
but
has,
the
yeah.
problem is when people mess up the mac and cheese, it's so horrifically
Mhm.
bad. Like you cannot cover up bad mac and cheese like you can cover up like a dry turkey
Yeah.
or probably not
Just
dry
throw your
prime rib
gravy
or
on your
anything like
mac and
that.
cheese.
But like,
There you
but that's
go.
the problem. If you don't have a solid mac and cheese and you put it on your plate and you take a bite and you're like, well, somebody just put Velveeta in this.
Yeah.
You have like an apocalyptic moment in your skull, or maybe I just do.
Yeah.
But
No, I would too.
Willie
And we-
Taylor making it every year, so
Yeah.
can I genuinely tell you what my number 1 would be?
Yeah.
Pumpkin pie.
Would be your number
Oh,
1.
yeah,
Would be
you
my
made that
number
pretty
1.
clear
Are you
when we said
eating the
it wasn't.
pumpkin pie before you even get into the meal?
No, I'm not a savage.
Well, it's your number 1.
No, I love pumpkin pie so damn much, and I know it's a whole gimmick, and that no one would ever have pumpkin pie outside of like Thanksgiving, whatever. It's something that I love with such a passion in my heart that I just wish it would be more incorporated in other traditions. Like,
Are you a pumpkin everything then? Do you like the flavor of pumpkin?
see, that's the thing.
That's
Not
my
a-
next question.
Not a pumpkin spice boy. Don't like it. Don't care for it. Don't want it in my coffee. Don't
No?
want it in your dog's mouth like that ornament.
Yeah, she just wrecked an ornament.
Just
She
not.
is
not,
not
a big
happy
thing.
with us tonight. but
Not
who cares?
not my thing. All right.
I'm
Well,
basic. I'm a pumpkin spice kind of guy. I will put that in my coffee today, tomorrow, middle of the summer,
I don't need pumpkin anything.
and that
So-
just turned
Without
this
it.
year. That
So
was
you
this
like
year.
apple pie? That's
I
probably your
love
favorite
apple
pie.
Yeah.
That's what you would you say? Apple pie is probably your favorite.
No, I would actually say like a blackberry or something fruity,
I've
like
really
something
grown
that's
to
really
like
tart.
rhubarb ones too.
Rhubarb is
Ugh,
good.
Delicious.
Rhubarb is for criminals.
Top three.
What?
Yes.
Top
You
3
hate
pies.
rhubarb that much?
We're there. We have to go there. Top 3 pies.
Lemon meringue pie.
Off the top of your head, go.
Wait, pumpkin pie, lemon meringue pie, French silk.
Man, me and you do not agree on pies.
Oh yeah, those
We're,
3
like,
are not
opposite on
anywhere in
pies.
my list.
Yeah.
If you put all those pies together, I would
You
probably
would
die
vomit.
from excitement.
And I might vomit.
Like I would be so.
French silk, lemon meringue, and pumpkin.
Have you ever been to Baker's Square?
Yes.
No.
They have a
no,
lot of pies.
because
You don't have to
America
get
was
those.
not going to Baker Square, and now they're bankrupt.
Did they not have
Thanks
any
a
in
lot,
Chicago?
guys.
Baker Squares?
Yeah, where's Baker Square? Like
No, we
How
had
much did they,
Boston
like-
Market.
expand.
Boston Market.
Yeah, that's all we had.
Sorry, they're actually a sponsor, so I probably shouldn't say that. We love Boston Market. Thank you, Boston Market, for all of your support. We are all having a piece of French silk pie with our hams tonight.
Now, you know a place that has good pie? Perkins. But I don't think there's a Perkins in town anymore.
There's
I
a
think there
Perkins
is
in
now.
town.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
I
The
thought they
south
both
side,
went out of
right?
business.
Yeah, it's on the south side. It's by Mr.
They did
Pizza.
both go out of business, and then they opened one back up.
Oh.
For
Top 3
Wow.
pies, Trevor, go. Matt gave us his crazy answer.
Oh well, based on what we were just saying earlier, apple's definitely up there.
Yep.
Has 1 or 2. Rhubarb I like a lot now. I used to hate that as a kid, but I love it now.
Mm-hmm.
I Cannot think of what my third would be.
Big pie, like crap pie, cow pie, maybe.
Yeah, cow pies.
Yeah, you
pie.
like cow pies.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's for
Cow
sure.
pie's number 3.
You're not a chocolate boy.
No,
What about a pecan pie?
they're fine.
Too sweet.
It's above the other ones you said, but it's
Nobody
below...
else can see this, but the light left his eyes when he said it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, whatever was left in Trevor's body is gone once I mentioned
I
pecan
mean, I
pie.
only need my apple pie anyway, so like...
He's a one pie guy.
One pie guy.
Could be.
Cherry and apple, and then I would go strawberry rhubarb. I've had some really good strawberry
Throw in the
rhubarb
strawberry
pies.
in there. Good
Yeah.
choice. That's better than just rhubarb for
Yeah.
sure.
Fruit boys.
Yeah,
You're fruit boys.
Yes.
I need the fruit.
Drop us in the comments how you guys feel about cranberry sauce. Really curious about that.
Do you like it?
No.
Do you make it yourself, or do you do it out of a can where it looks like?
Do you dislike it or you just don't?
I don't
have
care
that-
about it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, it's fine.
I
It's
don't
whatever.
understand its place among us. You know what I mean?
I mean,
It feels like a
Yeah.
foreign invader. It feels
Sure.
it feels like if somebody was like, "Hey, I'm planning on bringing a calzone over to Thanksgiving. Is that cool if I set out a calzone for people to pick from?" You'd be like, "Well, it's a little weird. It's not really with the flow of everything." No, people they can put gravy on it. They can kind of mix it all in together with all the other stuff. Like, you're not mixing cranberry sauce with stuff, right?
No,
No, like
mean, you
that's
could.
demented.
it's
You
not.
you mixing gravy and cranberry sauce?
like, I don't.
That's a pervert thing
yeah,
to
I
do,
don't
Trevor.
know.
Stop.
I'm just saying you could. I
Cranberry
don't-
sauce is not getting on my plate.
It just like how
I
just
will-
how does it fit?
I'd drink cold gravy that has solidified because of the collagen in it before I
Oh,
drink
yeah.
before I eat any cranberry pie.
Can I know we're belaboring this
Sauce.
whole thing at the moment.
Hit me.
I gotta tell you, there is bad gravy in this world, and it comes from those packets.
Yeah,
People need to grow up,
they need to make their own gravy.
because you know how easy it is.
Extremely,
You need drippings and you need flour. Move on with
and
your
a little
life.
bit of butter.
Yes, that's it. People who cannot get that concept into their heads, and they're just like, "Oh no, I'll just use the quick start gravy."
I
Whatever
mean,
it's
I'd
called.
argue the packets don't taste bad. It's just you're missing out on so much better.
They're and it just the color is off putting,
Oh, yeah,
and
well,
it's
the
like
colors. Yeah,
it's like a
but-
grayish like slob thing.
Yeah, it
I-
doesn't.
I
look-
don't
Whatever year
understand
that
that.
was, one of your homemade ones was the look. It tasted really, really good, but the look was a little like, whoa.
You know what happened?
I don't remember.
Deb started making it by herself. She's a great cook. I put a lot on Deb because like I've just cooked different than her. She's a really good cook, but she put the gravy in the drippings in the pan to warm them up, and then she put flour in there, and then she put butter in there. You have to do it
Can't
the
do that.
opposite. You have
Yeah.
to get the butter melted with the flour to thicken it up.
Once
I
you
told
remember,
her-
it looked real scary.
But it was good though.
It did taste.
It
really
was good. I don't know how it turned out, and I was just like, "Nope, you got it, Deb. I'm here if you need me." It turned out really good, but you need to
Yeah.
go opposite.
It looked like something you could definitely serve on Halloween.
Mm,
It did.
okay, all
It
right,
did.
All right.
Oh boy. Thanksgiving. Now we're gonna have to come back in a couple weeks and talk about how much leftovers we have at each one of our houses and how long you'll be eating
That's
them
what we'll
for.
be eating
Mhm.
while we do the podcast.
It's gonna be nuts.
Gonna be nice and sleepy after all that turkey.
Oh yeah,
That is true.
If you guys can hear, Trevor's dogs are making love in the background at the moment.
my dogs. I don't
Sorry,
have any
Taylor's
dogs here.
Taylor's
Taylor's
dogs. Taylor, drop the mic near him.
They are going to spill my drink.
This is the nation's most important topic. Right now, we got a lot of concerned fans.
I was gonna say every time we talk about food, the amount of time we talk about food is crazy.
It is pretty wild,
I disagree. Thank you.
but
Continue.
it is a great topic, and it can be talked about forever. Commander's Corner. Coming off of 2 losses in a row. 2 losses in a row. I want to say that Steelers loss. Let's start there. Those refs suck.
Oh,
Chime in.
It's the refs' fault.
It's the refs' fault.
Yeah.
That spot on the last, they would have had a field goal and they would have won it. They would have been able to roll one more play. That was a horrible spot of the ball. Horrible.
Then
'Cause
again, the Steelers
what's-
are proving to be a lot better than anyone's thinking.
You're right.
so-
They just beat the Ravens.
and Matt probably disagrees.
And Matt's
but,
going to take a sip of his beer over there because he's like,
but they
"Son
are
of
winning.
a bitch."
winners. How was your take looking?
The take is not looking good. I think I already did enough due diligence and
Yeah.
damage control from
That is
last
true.
week.
Let's hop. That's strong. That Weller, it's got me.
So you really think that the only reason why the Commanders lost against the Steelers was because the refs screwed them on this last drive?
No.
Okay.
That was Jaden's third game after his injury?
Mm-hmm.
Third game after his injury. I found a little stat here. I was searching the good old wide web, and
As one does.
As one does.
Yeah.
Because I'm just an avid fan, and I watch every single minute of every single game.
He's a commie.
After his injury, completion percentage has dropped from a 75.3 to a 59.6 or 59.5, while his passer rating slipped from a 107 to a 89. His rushing average fell from 53.6 to a 27.5. I am going to say this. So he hurt his rib. I don't know if they ever said it was fractured or if it was just a really deep bruise.
Yeah, footed bruise.
I don't know. Those high level athletes, I think they subconsciously think about it in the back of their mind when they're
you're
coming
a
off of
QB
injury.
and
When you're a
getting
QB,
hit, that would really suck.
and you're a
Every
QB
throw.
like what he does, he
And-
runs
Yeah,
and he's mobile.
throwing when your ribs are bruised would just hurt in the first place, not even getting hit.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think he's been himself. The O-line not being anything extremely special all year has fallen apart. How many times has he gotten sacked in the last 2-3 weeks?
He's been
I
sacked
think-
23 times this year.
Total.
And
I want to say...
that's not good, Bob.
No, it's not. In the last 2-3 weeks, I think it's been 8 or 9 times. It's been a lot.
Now, the Cleveland Browns have given up 46 sacks this year. So you're
Jeez.
not Cleveland Browns level,
Well, that's good.
but
That's good.
you're definitely trending towards being top 10 and giving up sacks.
Yeah, but you certainly don't want anything to do with being on the Cleveland Browns level of anything.
Why? It seems great there. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I'm not too worried right now. Their division is, I think they're gonna be just fine in their division. But you made a good point, Matt. Are they going to be able to do anything in the playoffs? Are they going to be able to compete with good teams? Are they going to be able to put up points? Because with points, with defense, passing yards per game, rushing yards per game, they're in the top 7 in every single one of those categories.
Mhm.
Well, you
So
also
they're
have the
doing
problem
well.
that if they're dropping their division and basically you're giving it to the Eagles, they actually have to do fairly well the rest of the season to stay in, probably.
That is true. And they're
Yeah.
Matt threw this in there. They're going to finish with Dallas, Tennessee, New Orleans, Philly again, Atlanta, and then Dallas.
So
As
I
long
would
as
say
Dallas
that
does as bad as they do right now.
right.
or
So I
at
would
least-
I would
Dallas is
call
a
that
mess.
11-6.
Yeah, it should be.
They pick up a couple more losses, but for the most part, they're going to do fairly well. They have it on their side.
They're going to beat Tennessee, beat New Orleans, Philly, who knows, Atlanta,
Loss.
yes. Dallas might go 1-1. They might split one with Dallas.
Dude, you did not watch the game on Monday.
No, I didn't.
Dallas is terrible.
Dallas might be top 3 pick.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They're that bad?
They are bad.
Yes. They are completely
They played
inept.
Texans?
Yes. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter who
Wow.
they played. They might not win their games with the Giants
Oh,
necessarily.
wow.
But here's my concern.
Yep.
With the Commanders. And this is what happens with young teams. They pick up those easy wins against the bad teams, but
Mhm.
when it comes to the good teams, they lose. They have not all of their losses this year have come against teams that had winning records last year.
Yep. Saw that.
Obviously, they're getting an absolute gift from their division at the moment.
Yep.
Philly
Which is
is
all you need, though.
Philly's really turning it on.
Philly's rolling
So-
right now. After starting the year, 0-2 or 0-3?
So
0-2.
losses, yeah.
So realistically, Philly is not going to give up any kind of positioning for the division.
Yep.
Fine.
They actually look pretty solid. at this
Detroit is going to cruise for the conference. I don't see how that changes. So Detroit, Philly,
Yep.
and right now Washington is the 7th seed. So Washington would go and play Philly if the playoffs started today
In Philly.
in Philly.
Yep.
So,
point. Ouch.
and again,
Yeah, that's tough.
to go back to our Thanksgiving conversation, everything that's happening right now for the Commanders is gravy. Like, this was not the expectation
No.
that they had for this season, and they can really build off of it and actually become sort of a destination. The problem is they're going to have to spend an insane amount of money next year to be able to shore up and make sure Jaden Daniels does not have this happen again,
Mm-hmm.
which it takes a while to build an offensive line, especially when you don't have any kind of offensive line prospects.
Yeah, I don't know how they got away with it so much in the beginning of the year. Was it just the
Bad
hype?
teams.
Well, bad teams, yeah.
Bad teams.
Yeah, that is true.
You play teams that don't have pass rushes. This is what happens when you actually do,
Yeah.
like Philly and the Steelers. Then you're giving up a majority of those sacks. Do I still think?
Well, then again, there are some teams that want the rush to come, or one QB in particular.
Yes, there's one quarterback in particular who loves it when he's getting rushed because he kills people. But in general, I just don't like. Obviously, the Commanders just don't have it this year.
Mm.
Now, are they going to be the Texans of last year, where they're like, "Hey, oh my gosh, look at that! You kind of outperformed what you're going to do," and then take this giant regression back this year? Like the Texans have not looked that great. They're going to win their division, but they're going to get bounced in the first round. They've just had way too many problems happen. If I can see the Commanders really shore up that offensive line, hell, go for T. Higgins. Like get a wide receiver, or better yet, pour a ton of money into that defense.
Yeah,
and really make it competitive. Because realistically, the Commanders can be competitive in this division for a long time.
I think the Commanders will be exactly like the Texans, but they won't have the expectation of the Texans. And so basically the Commanders next year will be similar to what they were this year and maybe a little bit improved. Possibly.
I could see that. I just want to see a little bit more. It's very disappointing that Jaden Daniels has the rib injury. It's really disappointing their running back room is not doing so hot.
Well, it's like you said, it takes years to build it. I think the takeaway for the Commanders this year is that they have pieces that matter to build around. Like,
they have a blueprint of what they can do next year to capitalize on what they have right now.
But it probably won't be a one-year journey to get to where they need to be.
Now, I will keep this brief, but I do want it to be reflected from the record that Cliff Kingsbury sucks as an offensive coordinator, and you're definitely seeing his work on display right now.
Yeah, their offense has gone...
Just want to say I feel vindicated by that, and that if anyone gives him a head coaching opportunity, they are going to implode.
Because like I said, in their offensive rankings are in the top 7 with everything right now.
Still?
Besides...
Their last few games have not been...
Besides red zone?
Fine, but not... I wouldn't say top 7.
Besides red zone, rushing, they're top 7. Which surprises me still.
The Vikings right now have the best QB in the league when he's getting blitzed and the worst QB when he has a lot of time.
Any other minute.
The most backwards QB
Any other
ever.
minute.
Yeah.
Defensive rankings through week 11, because week 12 just got done, right?
Yeah.
Just talking Commanders. 18th, 334 yards per game given up.
Good Lord.
Yes.
That number's so high, but they're really not that far down the list.
Passing defense.
Yeah.
5th, 184 yards per game. Passing defense.
They give up that many rushing yards?
No, passing.
I know, but they give. But what's left? They give up that many rushing yards.
Rushing defense. I am scrolling a while. 30th, 149 yards rushing per game. They give up.
Well, maybe that's what they need to fix first.
Okay.
Crap.
Here's what I got for you, Commanders. Invest in the biggest defensive line you can possibly get, and maybe get a linebacker who's not Bobby Wagner, who's as old as my dad. How about we do that next time? Here's the thing. I really would love to see them go after Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Trade for Myles Garrett.
Yep.
Get an excellent pass rusher. But giving up 150 yards per game is not what Myles Garrett is going to help you. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
You need a Harrison Phillips. You need Dexter Lawrence. You need
someone that's going to clog up holes there.
You need Vita Vea. You need somebody in the middle that's going to handle that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Because your defensive line is getting worked.
Who the heck are these backs? Who have they been playing that is rushing this many
Why
yards
have I not
against them?
gambled on this?
What is happening?
Where do you think their red zone defense is? Where does it rank?
Ooh, that's they don't get. But see, here's the thing: they haven't given up that many points.
They haven't. But
I would put them at like 7th or something like that.
27th.
Oh,
I'm way off.
27th.
Do they just not let people get in the red zone ever?
I was gonna say, what are the temps versus
Yeah.
some other people? Because that's shocking to me.
Red zone defense.
That's weird.
Bears are number 1. Where are the Vikings at? Vikings are 21st at 60%.
Actually,
Bears are 40%.
I did see a graphic where it was for Tennessee. I believe they're the worst. They have given up a red zone touchdown every single time somebody is in the red zone.
Oh, yeah. It was 28-28 or
Yeah,
whatever
28-28. Or scores, excuse me.
Yeah.
Red
So
zone scores.
The Commanders got to be pretty darn close because the Titans, the Texans, the Panthers, and the Commanders are all tied at 27th.
Oh,
Jeez.
terrible.
The Bengals are 31st at 70%, and then the Cowboys are 74%.
Yeah. We got some like just dog crap defenses in the NFL going on.
Dang.
Also, that 28-28 was before playing the Vikings, so it's even higher now. But that was due to the refs, not because we did anything correctly. But
Right, let's blame the rest. We're not touching on the Vikings today.
the refs were on our side. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I know. I saw an actual face mask call. That was crazy.
Like, I don't know what happened.
Did the guy's head actually come off for them to call it? Or...
Sam Darnold was decapitated.
Yeah, so is he still playing?
Yeah, it was only a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, I got nothing else on Commander Corner. The last 2 weeks, I haven't been the greatest at watching the games. I'll pick that up as we come down the stretch. I'm gonna admit it. I'm a true fan. I need to be more.
I'm a true fan. I don't watch the games.
I need to be better at watching the games.
I'm a true fan.
I just watch the tape from the top.
I never watch the shit.
You might not be able to watch all of them though here.
I still think they can turn it around and get hot though, because they were hot at the beginning of the year. I think they can get out of this 2-game losing streak, and they got some not so good teams coming up. So
I was gonna say
they're gonna be able to get some momentum going.
Okay, over under on points against Dallas on Thanksgiving. Since again this is a Thanksgiving-ish episode, I'm gonna put it at
What's the line?
Game or for the team?
For the team to score.
The Commanders.
The Commanders to score.
Yep.
Not what's the difference between the two teams. What the Commanders are going to score. I'm gonna put it at 24.
The Commanders are going to score 24?
Yes.
I'd say 24-27 range there.
So you're going over.
Oh, that's what. Oh, you're.
I'm going over.
Okay, yeah,
I'm going over.
This could be a 40 burger game.
Well, you got to give it a half. Is it 24.5 then? Is
Okay.
that what you're saying?
Then I would set it at 23.5. No, it would be 24.
That would be over
24
for sure.
and a
Yeah.
half.
It'd be 24
and a half
it would
is a
have to
little
be
more
24 and a
iffy,
half.
but yeah.
I think Thanksgiving might be a 5-touchdown game from Jaden Daniels.
I hope so.
He might light their asses up.
You called that last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You said Jaden Daniels is going to go off against Dallas on Thanksgiving.
I'm telling you.
You might even said 5 touchdowns then.
If Matt called that, I'm going under.
Okay, he's going under.
I'm going over.
Just
All right.
kidding. I'm actually going under.
I just think if you want to talk about a statement game, obviously they played last Thursday against Philly,
Yep.
and that was just a gross one.
It
They're in
was.
prime time, but still. But there is going to be 40 million Americans watching that mid-afternoon Commanders-Cowboys game,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be the full Jaden Daniels experience. And I just think this is going to chalk up to like a Zach Ertz 3 touchdowns,
Man, I
Terry
hope.
McLaurin for like 128, 130.
That'd be really exciting to watch.
Like I think it is just going to be an absolute embarrassment. And they're going to have so many shots of Jerry Jones in his little box,
Just
all
looking
sad.
absolutely pissed.
Yeah.
Why isn't
It'd be a
anyone
great
listening to
Thanksgiving
me?
treat.
hmm
And I'm going to be wearing my shirt. It's going to be great. I'm going to be in the kitchen just whipping up the greatest Thanksgiving dinner anyone has ever tasted.
Speaking of things we have to be thankful for, the NBA.
We do.
What a lovely time to be
What
alive,
is?
huh? NBA, NFL, correct gravy recipes,
Man,
Taylor choking on whiskey,
that happens.
Boston Market canceling their sponsorship with us because I told them to fuck off.
Ham's Beer increasing their sponsorship with us, sending us pallets of beer so everyone's fully stocked for Thanksgiving
Well, someday.
someday.
If anyone works for Hams, just float out the idea that we're the only people drinking it.
We might be.
Just float it out there.
We might
put
be
it out
the
there.
only people keeping them in business.
I
in
have bought
Rochester.
enough cases that I do think I should own stock in the company at this point. But that's neither here nor there.
Also, if
And
anyone
you
knows
still
Hams,
have more that
just
you're going to owe.
T-shirts,
That's true.
hoodies, hats, whatever. Just throw it our way, and we will wear it 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
They really underestimate our ability to do free promotion for them.
They really do.
Actually, it wouldn't be free if they gave us like a sticker. But still, it's an incurred cost and it's an in-kind thing, whatever.
I love it.
Anyways, about the NBA. So, one of the things that I was very, very wrong on since, we covered that the last podcast. The Cleveland Cavaliers.
They hot.
They are currently undefeated. They are, at the time of this podcast recording, playing the Celtics. So, they might not be undefeated by the time people hear this in their ears.
They were down 20 about 10 minutes ago, and now they're not. So we'll see what happens.
So there's a key there. They've got 123 points per game that they average on offense, 111 points per game on defense that they allow. They're just the team of the year right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but the upgrade from JB Bickerstaff as their coach, who is now the Pistons coach, which ironically, and I'll get to this a little bit later.
Yep, I saw that.
Pistons look okay as a team. To Kenny Atkinson, the former Nets coach, who I really, really liked and I thought got a really raw deal when, Kyrie and Durant and everything like that, who's just kind of been hanging out on the Warriors bench the last couple of years, has really elevated this team to play unselfishly, and he's got about a 9-man rotation going on right now. This is not
the Pistons.
No, the Cavs.
Oh, the Cavs. Yes, the Cavs.
This is not the Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland show.
No.
They have Ty Jerome on their team, who is of Virginia fame and lore. He's averaging like 10 points per game. This is somebody who has been on probably half the NBA teams this year. Dean Wade, Isaac Okoro, like
in the 15 games
he's been on half of them 50 games.
Like there are a lot of guys on this team that I am just shocked by.
They are playing extremely well, and they're playing extremely well together.
Defensive, offensively. Now, I do want to give a little context to this. Again, my thoughts on this team were they're just going to implode, and they're just going to become a fire sale team because it doesn't really seem like Mitchell wants to be there anymore. Garland has been pretty upfront about his feelings with the team.
Yep.
Jared Allen is kind of in a weird flux state where it's like you can't really play him in crunch time. Evan Mobley didn't really step up all much last year. They think he's kind of like KG Light. He hasn't really shown that. But they're really a cohesive unit, and they're really, really shocking me in their ability to close these games out.
It would have been really interesting to see him play like this when Donovan Mitchell was trying to do everything for them in the playoffs.
It would have been great to watch this against the Magic last year. It would have been great to see them put this effort forth against any other playoff teams. And that's kind of the thing that I would say. Look, they're 15-0. That's amazing. You're pretty much, unless the entire team dies on a flight, they're probably going to make the playoffs at this point. You can pretty much chalk that up. They have played Toronto, Detroit, Washington, Milwaukee twice, which Milwaukee is an absolute tire fire.
They're a mess.
Chicago twice, Philly, which Philly is the worst team in the East right now, and Charlotte.
Yeah, but you can say all these things about any team in the East. Like,
yes, you can.
You play everyone in the East.
Right.
That's the thing.
Now they're going to go through a stretch with the Celtics a couple times in the next week and a half, and some other contenders. They barely played any Western Conference teams, so things will get a little bit more difficult for them. And it looks like they're going to end up losing this Boston game. But I think it is just amazing to see they're, one of the best 3-point percentage teams, only turn the ball over 13 times per game, which is top 10, it's top 8, whatever. They got 6 players averaging double digits. Again, I make the joke about Ty Jerome, but he is averaging 10 points per game right now for this team and playing a small role. It's just very impressive to me to see them going out like this and playing 8, 9, 10 guys every single night, and they're still winning these games. Now, we just are not going to see this team when it comes to April and May time, when it actually comes to playoff time. Will they be stupid enough to make a big trade during the deadline and kind of mess up their rotation? I don't think so. They seem like a pretty cohesive unit, and they also don't want to take on more salary than they have to because they're going to have to give big contracts out soon. The thing that I'm really concerned about them is their rebounding ability. They have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley out there. Those are 2 premier rebounders, or so I have been sold that they are. Why are they 23rd in rebound? Why are they not going against these teams? Again,
they're not boxing out, Matt. They're not getting their ass in anyone.
get your ass in there. You're playing teams like Toronto, Detroit, Washington, Milwaukee, Chicago, Philly, and Charlotte. How are you not winning the rebounding games there?
That is true.
How are you not getting in there and absolutely crushing them?
They just never miss.
They just never miss. The Cavs are a pretty top tier defensive unit as well. But just in general, like watching them play, this has been the problem with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley being together on the floor, and how a lot of people have advocated for moving away from Jared Allen and having Evan Mobley be the 5 on the team.
Yeah.
Their rebounding and their offensive efficiency over the years has been terrible when you've had both of those guys on the floor together. And now you can't even get rebounds?
Yeah.
Something's got to change.
Imagine if they did get rebounds, though. Like, they're 15-0. If they actually, like, turn it around and get rebounds, offensive boards, defensive boards, and, like, can control that. The scores of some of these games I'm looking at, like, the score of one of the Bulls game was 144 to 128.
Yeah.
My goodness. They beat the Warriors, which the Warriors are hot. They beat the Warriors 136 to 117.
I was going to mention that
Like,
the Warriors are the other one that's like really mind-blowing after the takes we had. Like they are cruising.
But like looking at the rest of their schedule, like you said, they're not playing any really hard stretches. Like, yeah, they got the Celtics or later in December. They got the Nuggets coming up December 5th. Bucks are bad. Sixers are bad. I don't know what the Jazz are doing. Okay,
the Jazz are going to be the worst team in the West.
Here you go. So December 27th through January 3rd, they're going to go Nuggets, Warriors, Lakers, Mavericks.
Yeah.
Their whole schedule, that looks like their hardest stretch. Honestly. Like, they could be I don't know. That's risky to say. What was the over-under on them? I don't even know if you can pull that up fast enough. But
now it's going to be way off. But the biggest question for them, and I guess this is for pretty much every team in the league, but especially a team coming out of the East, are they going to be able to actually compete against the Celtics? Now, we're watching the game. Looks like Celtics are going to win, but the Celtics are only 2 points per game less than what the Cavs are averaging right now. Cavs average 123, Celtics average 121, and they have the same points per game allowed, 111.
Mm-hmm.
In your guys' opinion, do you think they can actually catch them?
The Celtics?
Can the Cavs catch the Celtics? Can the Cavs overtake them and get to that championship spot?
You mean just in the playoffs?
I don't
or like
think so.
in this? Because they're not going to keep up. I don't think.
Are they a threat in the East or not?
Or
are we going to
go
be
their way? But the odds are still heavily on the Celtics.
7-game series, I don't think they're a threat.
No, I don't either.
Okay.
I think they'd have to have the luckiest stretch of their life, basically.
You got a 7-game series between the Knicks and the Cavs. Who are you taking?
Knicks and the Cavs.
Yep.
That becomes a little more interesting.
Cavs. I haven't seen the Knicks play at all. All I see is Cat putting up like 40 points a game.
Have they played each other yet?
No. Knicks and Cavs? No. I haven't seen it on here.
I think that one's more of a toss-up. So I'll probably take the Knicks, but
okay.
I think that could go either way. And then it comes to, I don't think anyone can beat the Celtics unless the Celtics just have very unlucky and the other team gets really lucky. Like they're on a heater and the Celtics are.
I think we've
like
said
crap.
it enough. Yeah, the Celtics kind of have to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah. Or some
Porzingis
serious
isn't
injuries.
back yet. Yeah, or some bad injuries. Porzingis isn't back yet. But I don't know when he's going to come back. They might even rest him till All-Star break and kind of go from there and see what happens.
Let's just pretend, though, that the Cavs or the Knicks can make it out of the East.
Mm-hmm.
Can either one of them compete with the West?
I see the Knicks thing is there's such a weird influx like experiment. Because again, you have the Cat games where he's going off like crazy. But when you look at everybody else on that team, it's not really working out that well.
No, they're not doing anything.
Jalen Brunson is struggling. Mikal Bridges, who they have paid an absolute insane amount for him to be like, just go stand in the corner, Sean Marion, and get your ass back on defense.
Yeah.
They're still waiting for Mitchell Robinson to come back. They are still OG Anunoby has been fine. He's shown some flashes. Josh Hart is really just short Dennis Rodman. Like, you're not going to get much more out of him. There's such a strange team in the way that they are organized. And the way that their bench is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think they're a really good team for the East because they're very talented. They just are a weird team, like you're saying. And to go up against these organizations that are actually organized and playing like legit team basketball and stuff, like
you want to know what the Knicks are? They're a 2K team.
Yeah, exactly.
They are like a team where you do franchise mode, and you're like, God, my small forward is Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah. But
what if I do the force trade for Mikal Bridges? You know what I mean? Like, you think it's good in theory, and then you're like, oh, I guess we won't be able to pay anybody for the next couple of years or so.
So that's the other weird part with my pick is I think the Knicks could take the series against the Cavs just as easily as the Cavs could take it against them. But if the Knicks do beat the Cavs to go play the Celtics, I don't think the Knicks stand a chance. Where the Cavs, I could say, like,
right,
if you got lucky.
After seeing the game we just saw, they were down 20 late in the third.
Mm-hmm.
They lost by 3.
Yeah, but
like that's pretty impressive.
You say that's going to happen 7 times?
No, I don't think that's going to happen 7 times. And Matt, you made a comment, or someone made a comment. Can they hang with anyone in the Western Conference? I'm going to read you the top 7 teams right now. Thunder, not a chance. I don't think.
No.
I think the Celtics are the only one who's.
The Warriors are wild right now. The Warriors are.
I am never doubting Curry again.
I was going to say we can bring that up if we want to, but they're number 2 right now.
If he gets injured, they're done. They are toast if he gets injured.
He's the Energizer
but you can't
Bunny.
say that about the Cavs.
No,
if the Cavs lose Donovan Mitchell, I think they've got still a shot to be a top 4 seed in the East.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
a top 4
I would
seed,
agree.
but they lose their entire chance of making it
They
past
won't.
the Celtics.
They won't make it past.
But it is
else.
not as detrimental as Steph Curry.
No,
listen, we can play this game.
Yeah.
With every single team. Imagine if the Bucks didn't have Giannis.
Yeah,
They're one of the worst teams in the East. They would be
the
an
worst
absolute
team in the East,
They would be
baby.
horrible.
dumpster team.
Yeah,
Lakers are
Yes.
third, 9-4.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Cavs are better than the Lakers.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Yes.
going to say they're almost even. Actually,
Okay.
The Rockets.
It really.
Yes. This Rockets thing is a fluke.
I don't understand how the Rockets.
I don't know
are
how
winning
the
so
Rockets
much,
are 4th right now, 10-5.
They have insane rebounding numbers.
Do they?
And insane steals. Like,
So just defense and rebound.
yes.
They're holding teams
Yes.
to. They're probably top 5 in defensive scoring. Then.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Suns number 5.
I like what I see from the Suns.
I do too.
They're
playing
not
decent together.
Not the Timberwolves game was standing where Booker had 44.
Yeah, he went off.
Don't want to see that.
Hey,
But
but,
I-
Randall, baby, Randall, top of the key. Did he push off?
We'll get
Did
to
he?
that.
Did he? Did he?
We'll get to that. But I think the Cavs would really struggle against a team like the Suns in a finals matchup or just any matchup in general, because they definitely don't have any kind of switching matchups for like Durant.
And they're giving up a lot of points. Like they're not really. I mean, 111. I guess it's not that terrible, but some of these games that like long stretch of.
Now you want to talk about a team that can win the rebounding game. If you do Cavs Suns, the Cavs are going to kill the Suns.
Well,
Yeah,
that's where I was
rebounds.
saying when
Suns
that was the
don't
one thing I
rebound.
was going to ask about when you brought up the Lakers. Who's winning the rebounds there? Is Anthony Davis ever not going to have
Anthony
the
Davis
rebound?
is going to have 25, and that's
At
going to be the
least.
teams.
Yeah, and that's why they're going to
rebounding
win.
total.
That could be.
Yeah.
That could be.
Nuggets are at 6. Grizzlies are at 7, and then you got the Timberwolves in the Western Conference right now in 8th.
Nuggets are another one where
At 8 and
if
6.
Jokic is there, if Jokic is ever gone, they're trash.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Jamal Murray's career.
Yeah.
It's him and Russell Westbrook and Michael Porter Jr.
Well,
the
he'll
whole
show
team
up
is
if he
a
ever
wrap.
plays us again in the playoffs or something. But
The bottom 4 teams in the Western Conference are below 500. The only teams above 500 in the Eastern Conference are the Hawks, Knicks, Magic, Celtics, and Cleveland.
I also don't understand the Hawks thing. Like who's going off for the Hawks right now?
I can tell you. I can tell you about the Hawks.
I haven't been
later on.
paying attention. I just know
I
that
can
they're
tell you.
doing all right.
But I do want to focus on the Celtics because
Yep.
they really are the team to beat. And obviously they picked up this win against the Cavs tonight, and that's going to be huge for them. But they're having all of the success, and they're just waiting for Porzingis to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that I think is so key is we can dream up all of these scenarios of teams that are going to be able to leapfrog or compete against the Celtics. But we're seeing them at 75% strength at the moment.
Yeah, but Porzingis is permanently going to be on and off injured. Like,
But all they need him is for those finals games because he was cooking the
Yeah.
Mavericks.
if
They
he's
do,
there
like-
for the finals games, but he's not going to be playing the East teams. He's just going to show up for the finals. Like,
And honestly, that's all they really need him to show up for.
yeah,
They made 23 threes tonight. They're 48 and like 6, it said, when they make 20 plus threes.
yeah.
Which I guess that's anyone in the NBA. If you make
I was
20
gonna say,
threes
yeah.
a game, you're gonna be pretty good. But
The problem that I see for them right now is, one, obviously relying on Al Horford, Uncle Al, quite a bit.
he plays a lot.
He plays a lot. Now
He starts, right? He's
Yes.
starting because of Porzingis isn't
now they've got a really good efficiency numbers. They're plus 18 when they have a lineup of Brown, Holiday, Horford, and Tatum and White
Yep.
out there. That's probably pretty close to tops in the NBA. When they put any of those other bigs in, Cornette, Tillman, Chieda, like, they are so far down into the negatives.
That's because
They
Uncle
are
Al
not.
is the key piece of that team.
there. Uncle Al is
Right.
the bread
Not
and butter
Tatum,
of that team.
Not Brown.
He's the old man that keeps that glue together.
Yep.
Porzingis, when you look at the 2023 numbers and when he was on the court and with similar lineups, pace, blocks, rebounds, assists, all of it went up.
Yeah.
So when you're able to just stash him in there, take over that Uncle Al spot, it maximizes their potential way more. So
I do have to say, I'd be like the happiest camper ever if Uncle Al retired and Celtics somehow just go down.
That
in
would be
flames just
wild.
out of nowhere.
That
well,
would be
there's a
wild.
reason why he didn't retire.
Apparently,
He's keeping everybody together.
it's because Porzingis can't stay healthy.
Yeah, it is a
He
problem.
is-
Day he
he
can
is a
stay
walking-
healthy. Uncle Al can finally retire.
He's a walking injury. So no, I think the Celtics have it pretty smooth sailing until they get to the finals.
So would you put anyone in the West even in the same like tier as them? Because right
Right
now
now?
the way
Is
that
it
I look at the
Celtics?
Celtics is like NBA champion tier one.
Thunder are probably up there.
Thunder for the couple games
how's
I've seen.
Chet doing? Is he?
He's hurt.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like,
he's
what's
hurt now.
his injury?
It was like 6 to 8 weeks. He broke his pelvis.
Okay,
or
but so he'll be
broke
back.
something in his
and-
pelvis, pelvic something.
Yeah, I don't know. if
But
it
it's not like a season, the whole season or anything.
No,
No,
it is a little bit time though. Anyone in the West up there with the Celtics? I don't think so.
I still
Nuggets
stand
have
by
no
that
clue
you
what they're
can't-
doing right now.
They have no clue what they're doing right now, but I still don't doubt them come playoff time that something could happen.
Watching enough Timberwolves games because that's kind of
Yeah.
only the games that I've been watching. Really, they haven't surprised me with the new trades they've made. So
I just there's not a lot of ground to cover for the Celtics. They're
No.
the best.
they didn't lose anyone. They didn't go backwards. Porzingis had surgery. Like there's nothing. They're doing the
I
exact
don't-
same thing as last year.
I don't think they're going to be a buyer at the deadline. I think maybe the only thing that they would do is get some mid-level dudes to
Maybe.
try to fill in some gaps. But if you want to talk about a team that does not have their poop in a group,
Let's hear it.
and I worry about what this team is going to look like in the next couple months. Like the identity crisis that is happening in Minnesota, watching that team operate, is so heinous and so hard to watch. And the your turn, my turn game that Edwards and Julius Randle have is tough.
that?
This is a similar thing that happened with Cat too,
Yeah,
where it
Anthony
was
Edwards
like
won't
your
just
turn on
take
this
the
side of the floor and
crown
my
of-
turn, right? Which was my concern that I brought up immediately after the trade happened. Of okay, Julius Randle needs the ball a lot, and he will hold on to that baby for 20 seconds of the shot clock. How are we going to factor that in when he doesn't spread the ball out and all of the other guys around the perimeter and he coughs up a layup or
Yeah.
coughs up a mid-range shot and nobody is down there to grab a rebound?
When I saw that and that he holds on to the ball, I didn't think he held on to the ball that much. Like, I've never seen him play because he was on what? He got drafted by the Lakers and then he went to the Knicks and now he's on the Timberwolves. Are those the three teams he's been with?
He had a cup of coffee with the Pelicans.
And he's been hurt. Like
Yes.
there's nothing. He's just been hurt. I didn't think he was that much of a ball stopper. Honestly, I thought he was going to come in, flow with that offense, and kind of work off of the other guys. But I guess not.
No, and throw in McDaniels, DiVincenzo, and Conley having just really, really bad years.
Yeah,
Like-
they're not doing too hot.
Like, it is just not working out that well. Now, my idea of converting Julius Randle to our power or point forward, being that Mike Conley replacement, I'm down with it. But he needs to actually throw the ball around.
Yeah.
He needs to actually facilitate some stuff.
Yep.
Because right now, Ant is averaging 28 point forward, baby.
Talking about here.
Point forward.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Put Nas in at the power forward. You'll get it someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get it someday, kid.
You'll get something.
But just McDaniels, DiVincenzo, and Conley have really not stepped into any sort of roles that have really helped us all that much. You know, Nas is coming off the bench. He's eating up all of the shots that are left over between Edwards and Randall. And again, I just think Nas deserves that shot. Now, can they move Randall? I just don't think so. The money aspect of it is going to be so hard. It's terrible to say, but you almost like wonder if Randall gets hurt for a month, how are the Wolves going to look?
Yeah.
Probably much better.
Yeah.
I mean, who's our backup at that point? Like
For Randall?
Nas Reed.
no, for Nas.
For Nas, Luke Garza. I don't know.
Garza, baby.
Yeah, exactly. My point.
You made
like,
a couple
your depth
comments
is gone.
about the two individuals, actually mostly the point guard that they drafted this last year.
Yeah, Dillingham is just not playing.
What's going on? Do you know? Like, if Conley's not that productive, Dillingham can come in. He's younger. He's quicker.
But you got to play Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
At the point guard?
Just in the guard spots.
Oh.
Joe Ingles is on the team, who I think is getting a little bit less run because he's a very old man and should not be in a position of being a ball handler.
Yeah.
I think there's veterans that are taking these priorities over the ball handling, and guys like Terrence Shannon and Rob Dillingham are not getting a run out of it.
All right.
Which I'm a little surprised from Rob Dillingham. I really thought that they were going to kind of throw him out there to really
now
shine.
Is the time to do it. Like, let's
Is the time to do it. They're
Yeah,
eight.
like-
They're 8-6. They're still early in the year. If things aren't working, throw a little. See what happens.
Yeah.
In my
Give
opinion.
them some time to learn.
So I don't know what comes from this. I worry about DiVincenzo's confidence and the fact that is a dude who has been on many teams
Mm-hmm.
and shined for the Knicks, but has kind of flamed out other places.
Yeah, he hasn't been doing much.
Your turn, my turn offense. And honestly, shout out to Zach Lowe, still unemployed. The clogged toilet offense that we have where everything stays at the top. Nothing has worked ever into the paint. Now, I say all this stuff, but also need to point out that the Timberwolves still have a pretty efficient offense and a pretty efficient defense.
They do.
Randall, notwithstanding, is kind of the thing that is standing in the way of us reaching a certain potential, in my opinion.
Oh, it's almost like we said that when we first talked about the trade.
When this all went down. Huh?
Yeah.
So my aspirations for the Timberwolves going for the 1 seed this year, I would say, are pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
The 1 seed, no.
They're pretty low. But can we make some noise in the playoffs? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I still
would
think
say
there
so.
are teams in the West that are still great draws for us. Hell, if we play against Houston in the first round, I'm taking Timberwolves in 4. Like,
All right.
please, give us that matchup. That's incredible. Don't clip this later.
Glenners isn't going to like us because we're going to be in and out of there so quick.
Mhm.
But then we'll be back for the next playoff series.
Yeah.
If Glitters wants to sponsor us, that's cool too.
That'd be something.
Like whatever you want us to do.
What are some players that you've enjoyed watching this season? Anyone really stand out to you?
I got 2 Hawks players. You were asking about the Hawks earlier, my
I
good
was
friend.
asking about the Hawks.
They're so much fun. And they're so much fun because Trae Young has not really been much of a part of it. Honestly.
Is he hurt?
He's been
He
he's
is?
been hurt a little
Okay.
bit. Jalen Johnson and Dyson Daniels have been just absolutely like flaming teams. And they're so much fun to watch, especially
I've been saying for years, I'd never understood, like, the building your team around Trae Young. Like,
well,
he can score. He's a good player.
That was a dumb decision
But
by
he's
the
just
Atlanta
not
Hawks.
He's not the guy like
No.
that you're going to win your championship
you know,
with.
he did get the Hawks to Eastern Conference Finals not too long
I'm
ago.
not saying he's a bad player
Hey,
by any means.
Uncle Al was on that team too.
Oh, was that the difference?
That was the
that
difference.
was the difference.
Yeah.
That man leaves.
Okay.
Next question.
Anyways. So Jalen Johnson, he signed a big contract this offseason, which I was really surprised by because this is not a guy who's been healthy. He does not look all that productive. He kind of has played this redundancy role with DeAndre Hunter, who again has gotten hurt quite a bit. And Bojan Bogdanovic. But he's averaging 19 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. The offensive rating with him on the floor is 11.4. He has totally taken this Atlanta team, which is just subpar offensively, and has really transformed them. He does complement Trae Young pretty well when Trae Young feels like passing, which is not always that often.
That's a nice line. 19, 10, and 5.
But he really has taken this team to now. I'm going to say he's not a number one scoring option for a championship team, but for a playoff team, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
I think he's a great compliment, and he's been really, really great. Absolute liability on defense, but really fun and encouraging to see a guy really step up. He gets the money. He is finally healthy for the first time in his career. He only played 56 games last year. He really has not played all that much NBA basketball in his 4 years in the NBA. It's just lovely to see. It's just great, especially for a team like Atlanta, which I've just been perplexed by the last couple of years of why they have sucked so bad.
Because they're not good.
Well, so
they got Trae Young
here's the other
that they're
problem.
trying to make the superstar.
They do the DeJounte Murray trade, and they think this is going to be the be-all, end-all. This is going to be the thing that complements it, ends up just going down in flames, horrible. And then they make this little trade with the New Orleans Pelicans. Dyson Daniels is a throw-in to that trade. He is not the centerpiece of it. It is the picks that the Hawks want back from the Pelicans. For DeJounte Murray going over to the Pelicans, which the Pelicans suck.
garbage.
Yep.
Terrible.
Zion got hurt again too.
Oh, are you kidding? Is that the first
Yeah.
time in his career he's been hurt?
I think
It's
so.
crazy.
It's shocker.
I know, right?
God.
I know.
Who'd have
Yeah.
seen it coming?
Anyways, Dyson Daniels, man of the hour, a man I have recently put real doll hairs on to win
44
Defensive Player of the Year.
Steals.
He has 44 steals. That's like 3.5 steals a game.
games.
Just let that sit in for a while.
I'm trying. I didn't believe the 44 when I saw it.
44 steals
Pretty solid start.
in 13 games. That's more than a lot of teams would
Yeah.
even have.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He's probably top 10 by himself
Amazing.
in steals.
He's a young guy still, so they don't have to give him a bunch of money either. So this is actually like a complementary team that they can build around. You have Jalen Johnson, you've got Dyson Daniels, DeAndre Hunter. Would love to see them add a big that is not Clint Capella. And if they can try to figure something out with Trae Young in a trade, I don't know who would take him at this point. But they've got a real shot. Risha Shea, who's the guy that they drafted number 1 overall,
Mm-hmm.
has looked awesome.
Has he been doing good?
He's super fun. Has definitely changed his game and has even talked about how much harder the NBA is than what he thought it was going to be.
He was over in France.
Yeah. But they have a fun little team. Quinn Snyder, who is the coach that looks like he's all coked up like crazy, used to coach the Jazz, having a great time.
Oh, that's good.
The Hawks are fun, baby. The Hawks are fun.
I'll have to watch a game of theirs.
You got to watch a game of theirs.
Yeah.
Dyson Daniels, fun as hell. Last guy that I'm loving, Cade Cunningham. I love me some Cade Cunningham.
I'd like to point out that your guy Dyson is a whole steal ahead of the next person.
Exactly.
Am I reading this right? Paul George is the next person?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making
He's
sure.
always had quite a few steals for
He
his
has?
career.
Well,
But I don't know if
some
is
lucky
he played?
deflections.
Yeah.
Lucky deflections.
we need.
7 games played.
Yeah. So he's played half as many games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to have the average,
I got you.
like, he didn't have to do it as consistently.
But now to touch on Cade Cunningham,
Hit me.
America's sweetheart, or at least the sweetheart of my life. 23, 8, and 6.
That's nice.
What's Detroit's record right now?
What's Detroit's record?
Mm-hmm.
Decent. That's all I know.
What
I
is
don't
it?
know exactly
I don't
what
know.
it is.
What is it? You want to know?
Yeah.
7 and 9.
Okay.
7 and
bad.
9, baby girl.
Baby girl.
How many wins did they have last year?
16.
14.
14.
How many
Was
wins?
this
Did,
the-
how many wins did they have the year before that?
14.
17.
Was this the team you
Better
couldn't do the over-under on?
Yes.
Yep. And it's also the team that we said was going to be a complete dumpster fire.
Yep.
Wrong.
Yes,
We're all
we
wrong.
were all wrong.
Anyways, 7 and 9. They are halfway to their win total now in November.
Wild.
Cunningham's dealt with a lot of injuries. A A lot of terrible things have happened to him.
How old is he?
He's a young man.
He is.
He's only been in the league a couple years now.
Where did he come from?
Hell. That's where he came from.
Fair enough.
To destroy everything in his sight. That's the way he plays basketball, folks. I love it. He's efficient. He gets everybody else involved. I love him and Jalen Duren as a combination. Jaden Ivey is actually on the floor this year. Monty Williams can eat a big pile of crap. Can't believe he was trying to split those guys up last year. Again, it's just been a lot of injuries and just being in purgatory in Detroit. Just been absolutely terrible games that he's been a part of. Not great that Malik Beasley and Tobias Harris are shooting the ball 13 and 12 times per game. Not great, not a winning formula, not a playoff team, but Cade Cunningham, comeback player of the year, it sounds pretty good to me.
You got some
He's
dough
played
on that one?
4 years, and he's only played 154 games.
I'm aware of that.
But
America's
to answer your
sweetheart,
question, it was Oklahoma State.
He came from Oklahoma State?
which
Gotcha.
is where the devil resides.
Apparently.
State.
Marcus Smart.
Well, there's another demon.
Oh, man.
I love Cade Cunningham. Honestly, like the theme of this is like guys that have been discounted
Yeah.
and are actually showing out and and they deserve a little bit of love.
Yeah.
I want to see these guys succeed. They're playing in situations where it's like, God, that really sucks. You play for Detroit? Like, you would probably raise your eyebrow if somebody talked to you that way, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you saw Cade Cunningham, you'd be lost in his beautiful eyes. But just in general, like,
I know why Matt put him on the list.
well, he's handsome
It
too.
has nothing to do with
He's
his
got a
play.
man
He's
crush.
just checking him out.
He's handsome
Got
too.
a man crush. We got a long ways to go in this NBA season. Do you think these guys are going to keep that up? Do you think the Steels can keep up? Do you think the Cunningham guy can continue to do what he's doing?
I think he'll still lead. Dyson, you have that right? Yeah, Dyson will still lead in steals. 3.4.
That's a lot.
That's a hefty number to keep up, though.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I bet he ends up around like 3, like low 3,
That's crazy.
3.13.
That's pretty amazing.
That is really good.
That'd be really good. Because wasn't Gary Payton the guy back in the day? Wasn't he the steals guy? I wonder what. I wonder
The
what-
glove.
Yeah, the glove. I wonder what he averaged or what he got close to. I have no clue. That'd be we need like a statistics guy to come in real quick with
Yeah,
in
we'll
our earpieces.
If Boston Market didn't pull out their sponsorships
I
just
know.
then, we could have probably afforded
That
them.
could have been our sponsorship money. We could have
Yep.
made a studio and had some random dude in the back on computers all day and just figuring it out.
I have a lot of confidence. Celtics are going to win everything. Don't love seeing Wembanyama sit that much. Sorry, the game, the next game of the NBA Cup is on, but just in general, we got a good stretch coming up. I know people are really focused on football, but we got some fun stuff ahead for NBA.
It'll be good. Football is probably first, and the NBA is just a long season, 82 games, and it's hard to watch every single game.
October to June, baby.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts.
we need him to keep up the 3 so he can set the NBA record.
What's the NBA record?
Well,
Statistics
if this thing
guy.
is accurate, 2.71.
2.71 for a season?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the 3 I think will stick around for a decent length of time before he loses 3, but
That'd be wild.
it would be cool to see him get up that high.
Well, there you go, guys. Episode 16 of the podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. We probably won't be coming back out with another episode until later next month. Do a little holiday-themed Christmas stuff. And we'll keep you up to date on all the football and basketball stuff going on. Really do appreciate it. Tune in to Spotify, Apple, Audible, iHeart, Pandora. If I'm missing any, just click on it, and it's probably on there, which we're thankful for all that stuff. So we will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Thank you. Peace.